thanks for dropping by. Well, as you've just seen, I've just spent a bit of my time this afternoon carving up this scene of a deer in the woods. Now, now that I've finished cutting it, you can see there's a few problems with it. While the engraving is good, it seems to be suffering from quite a bad case of the fuzzies there, as you can see if I get close in. Now, this is New Zealand pine. It's goes by the name of Hakatea. It's different from Pinus radiata. It's got quite a yellowy tinge to it, and primarily years ago it used to be used for butter boxes. In actual fact, every time somebody sees this, I've got bits of it laying about ready for projects. The first thing they mention is, oh, butter boxes. So yeah, and it's good for making things like that. And breadboards is what I plan to make with some, because it doesn't put any flavour into food items that you rest on it. It's a soft wood, and unfortunately for this type of thing, it comes up quite furry. So I'm going to show you how I remove the furry bits on engravings like this. Now, the fuzzy bits here are actually right in the areas where the carving has finished, pretty much. You don't find it on big open areas like here. These look really good, and even if there were a fuzzy on it, you just rub it with your finger like that there, and it'll get rid of it. The problem's in these areas here, and they actually are occurring right on the edges, not in the centre of those areas. So what I'm going to use is a Dremel, and on the end I've got a diamond bit, not a wood carving bit, because a wood carving bit would just do that. It would just carve straight into the wood and completely ruin the woodwork. So I'm using a ball nose cutter, and the reason for that is because the picture was cut with a ball nose cutter to start with, so that's the best one to use. Like I said, it's diamond, so it will cut, but you'll actually have to do quite a lot of cutting to actually damage the surface of the wood. Having said that, don't stray out into these flat areas, because they will really show up. But if you stick right into these edges here and around there, you're following what the carving has already done, and these furry bits will just come away. Just like so. Now, the secret to using the Dremel is to keep the pressure on the cutter light. You don't want to be gouging the wood. You've got these little furries here to get rid of. Just run it backwards and forwards like this here. Run it around the shape if you have to, but don't put pressure on here. I know it's a diamond cutter. I know it's very, very fine, abrasive basically, but it will still gouge a great big hole in it if you're silly enough to put a heap of pressure on it. It is very forgiving though, so just take it easy and just run it backwards and forwards like this, and it'll basically abrade away the bottom of the fuzzy there, and let it go. You need to take your time when doing this, and you need to go in the direction of the grain as well. It's just like sanding. Don't go all over the place. Keep in the direction of the grain, as if you're sanding the timber. And if you take your time and do it carefully, you'll get rid of all these fuzzy bits here, and end up with a nice 3D carving. I've got a bit more to do on this, so I'll plod on.